If you're wondering why I'm starting this video on the FIFA menu, I mean, if you read the title, you know what's happening. We chose 20 of the best leagues in the world and put the players into one team. I chose Boca Juniors for Argentina. That's a pretty solid squad. The only problem is, I think, age. So if they get through the league, I think they'll be fine. As 16 teams, I mean, 20 of the teams will be put in the Prem, and the top 16 teams will be sent to the leagues. I mean, the knockout tournament where teams of older players will progress, whilst teams with more youngsters and will need to grow will struggle. In Austria, we have none other than Salzburg. Not really changed too much, so they probably have a fairly low chance. I was a bit worried for the Belgian team after I done like the Prem team and that, and then I realised they actually could be one of the favourites in the case of the lower teams. And Brazil have a fairly strong side. There's a rocky player there called Cabaras. I've absolutely butchered that name. In China, teams without these players put together look terrible. You'd think the league would be terrible, but this team actually is fairly well. They're just missing the left back, really. Copenhagen got chosen for Denmark, and compared to old FIFAs, this could have been a mad squad, but nowadays they aren't really as good. And I chose Liverpool to represent England because I support Liverpool, and this is an absolute insane squad. Imagine having Son, Ronaldo, Salah up front, Thiago, Kante, De Bruyne in midfield, and Cancelo, Van Dijk, Diaz, Trent in defence with Alisson in goal. And I said Ronaldo will be better in the career mode, so I mean, if Prem team go through, which is likely. The problem with PSG is they haven't really changed. There's only one different player in the starting 11, but there's quite a few in the reserves. Again, not really changed apart from reserve players. And Milan, I think, could be one of the favourites. I don't think I've sorted the squad out, so I'll just do it in front of you. So it doesn't seem too crazy until you see the quality in the reserves. And I'm just going to cut to once I've done it. And there you go, and there's quite a lot of mid-80s players in the reserves, like, for instance, Mertens, Chesney, and some players, as I said, will be better in certain parts, like Koulibaly will be better in the, like, knockout if he makes it there, whereas De Ligt would have been better in the league with Martinez. So we go from to Japan, where the legend Iniesta's the captain of his side. They have a goalkeeper problem, but an okay squad. In the Korean Republic, you have, well, South Korea, you have, again, a batting average team, but it could do to get them to the playoffs. And Mexico actually have a surprisingly well team. There's like a few positions where you can see they clearly could do with a better player, but other than that, it's a pretty good squad. Ajax, it's a similar case with some of the other leagues. Their team's so good compared to others that they don't really get improved, but there's going to be quite a lot in the reserves who are high 70s, maybe low 80s. Just checking, I've never missed anyone. And that's good because I missed Portugal, who have one of the best teams. Every player, apart from the right back, is fairly good, so they have a fairly strong chance. Scotland, Celtic, as they won the league. Quite a lot of players there from Rangers, but as I said, they won the league in real life. Maybe Joe Hart will do better in the tournament side if they get the Spain. You have the Kings team itself, or Queen. I'm not sure if there's a King or Queen in Spain. We have Real Madrid with quite a lot of improvements. It's just centre backs, but a few FIFAs ago, as I said, with Copenhagen, they probably would have absolutely dominated. We've got the Swiss team here. Accidentally missed out young boys, only really Basel players and young boys players. Turkey, we have Fenerbahce, which again think they could surprise you with this team. There's quite a lot of good players there, as well as Panjanic, so some other former Prem players being there, and Batshuayi. And I don't know why the American squad's so good, but you have on America LA, as they're one of the only good teams I remember, or at least used to be good. And apart from the left winger and that centre back. It's a good squad. I mean, there are literally just attack and no defence apart from one good centre back and a good keeper. Alright, let's get on to the career mode side now. Here's what the Prem's looking like. I forgot to mention Saudi Arabia being in this. I feel sorry for them. But you can just see some of the team ratings compared to each other's. There's a few clear better teams and a few teams where it could be either or. So let's just see how we do at the end of this season. Teams officially eliminated from this challenge are the North Korean side, South Korean side. Wait, no, that's the South Korean team. And the Japanese team, you have the Mexican team, no, Saudi Arabian, and the Swiss team, plus 10,000 social credit also to the the Chinese who surviving. Salzburg 15th, so Austria 15th. You have Brazil 14th with their rivals Argentina above them by goal differential 13th. Belgium in 12th. 11th LA. 10th 11th US. 10th Scotland. I keep getting confused because of the country. 9th is Mexico. 8th is Turkey. 7th is Netherlands. Jeez. 6th is Portugal. 5th is England. 4th is Spain. 3rd is Italy. What? 2nd is Germany. And 1st is France. I guess having a one club team has actually paid off in this case. The best team in the FA Cup was Portugal, but it could have been QPR, who weren't even supposed to be part of the challenge. What happened to all the big teams? Milan going to Portugal, I don't mind that. At least it makes sort of sense. Belgium goes out to Portugal. What happened though? PSG got out to Fulham. I don't even know how to describe what I'm looking at. We got lost. Can't beat Germany. Jeez. Milan won the Carabao Cup. Hey, at least Brazil got quite far in that as well. And Liverpool won the Champions League, although considering there was probably some team from, yes, FC Sinnen from Switzerland in our group, I'm not surprised we did. Anyway, now it's time for the knockout part. Right guys, we are on to the part where the groups are. I've randomised them, and group of death or what? Ajax, well, you have Belgium, Netherlands, Spain and England. You have Italy, America, Austria and Denmark, so one of the lower teams could get through. Argentina, Switzerland, France and China, meaning that again one of the lower teams could go through. And you have Brazil, Turkey, Portugal and, of course, last but not least, Germany. Let's find out how the groups get on. Topping Group A is Liverpool with Real Madrid second, Ajax close to getting through, and Belgium, probably don't want to speak about it. Milan, Italy, top Group B with America going through, and Austria and Denmark being tied, only separated by goal differential. France and Argentina go through, with China missing out by 2 points and Switzerland missing out by 5. And finally, we have Brazil going through with Portugal, and the team between is second in the league part finished third, probably because, as I said, some teams were good at the beginning but probably age-wise. Some teams will have good young players which will rely on time, and Turkey, who I thought might have surprised everyone, have done abysmal. The rounds looking like this: we have Brazil vs Argentina. The rivalry has actually drawn them close to each other. You have France vs Spain. You have Italy vs Portugal, and England vs America. Maybe it's a preview of the World Cup, but at the same time it's not English players, so there's that out the window. The first game is, of course, Argentina vs Brazil, and the team on top is is Argentina on pens by Brazil. Our first big knockout tournament fixture in PSG vs Real Madrid. Both could be winners, but it's about to end for one of them, and the team getting out is Real Madrid / Spain, with Di Maria helping save France. With that in mind, I know that I said at the beginning Spain were one of the favourites, but it said Milan will win it / Italy. So Portugal could actually put in a fight now that I think about it, because they have old players, but it's not going to matter because the league's not going to really affect things with age. And the scoreline between Italy's best players versus Portugal's best players is a 3-1 demolishing of Portugal, with Insigne, Immobile and Berardi scoring, with Darwin Núñez scoring the first goal. Good for him. We have England versus the American leagues. We have football versus soccer, as probably most American fans would call it, especially when we faced them in the World Cup. The scoreline is a 2-1 win, so England just about gets through thanks to a Fabinho and a Son goal, with Carmel hoping to spark a comeback. The semi-finals draws Argentina versus France, and Italy versus England. The underdogs face one of the favourites. At the same time, every team here is a favourite. So let's get going. Surely France going through in this situation, but anything could happen. Argentina could see a miracle, and the scoreline is a 4-0 battering to Argentina. I could have had hope in them, but Messi gets a hat-trick, and one of their only players who walk into the squad from another team scores. Alright, let's get to the next semi. We have the biggest game though of the semis in Italy versus England / Serie A versus Premier League. The scoreline is a 2-1 win for England's leagues, as Son scores in the 68th minute and Ronaldo in the second, and Insigne equalised in the 49th, but was not meant to be. It all comes to this. It's France's best versus England's best, and we're going to watch this one. Who do you think will win? I think England have a better all-round squad, but we know that they finished 5th in the league size, but I'm not sure what their result was against PSG, plus a few players would have went down a bit.
So much looking forward to this. Liverpool.
Alright, we kick off. Well, England. I say we because I'm used to saying that I'm Liverpool, because I am, but I'm also PSG to make this a first sim. Trent's got it, De Bruyne. Ronaldo 7. Oh, Son with a surprise shot. Imagine being 27 and you're one of the best players in the league, and being 24 and you're one of the best players. It's an awful pass by Ronaldo to De Bruyne. A few players though stick with their actual kit numbers, I believe. Oh, and Mbappe scores. And it's France which take the lead.
And that could be massive. Well, the action continues. Is there to be a response from Liverpool now? There needs to be.
What is the stadium? I'm not sure. I might have set it as Anfield.
And Mohamed Salah now.
Oh, good save. And who was that who skied it? Oh, it's offside.
Well, that was tight, but he was
it's not even going to tell me who was off. Hello? No one's telling me. Oh, it's a second goal for Gaia. And this is starting to be a bit embarrassing for England. With 27 minutes in and they're losing 2-0.
Well, they're moving the ball neatly enough. Just looking for that decisive pass. It might still be problematic. Salah. And you need your defender to take charge. No foul. PSG
Alright,
advantage.
PSG, I mean, it's put me off with the commentary saying PSG when they're actually France technically. Or League even.
Salah.
It's a better word.
Well, that is how to run at defenders.
Salah gets
And
it
a
in,
harmless
but
cross doubled
Son
up.
can't receive it. And it's been an awful lot for
Hakimi.
England, but for some reason Donnarumma's number 50. Is he 50 in real
Real
life?
chance. And Neymar
Oh,
has done it.
it's 3-0.
He's just so capable from these positions.
We might as well skip it, you know, he's won it. Yeah, nothing happened since then. So, according to FIFA, the best league with all players put into one team is the French league by a mile. And the best player in the world is De La Cornes on goal stands, right? Concerns me. Riavace's got the most assists with a Argentinian player behind him. Clean sheet goes to Donnarumma. Only 8 keepers out of 16 teams received a clean sheet, which is quite sad. Yellow cards, De Bruyne got the most, and red card actually goes to De Jong. So yeah, that's the video. We can say that, according to FIFA, the best team in league and in tournament mode is PSG. Well, France all put together in one team. Also, kind of say a fan of that says PSG wins the world. And PSG just became the ruling country of everyone. I'm scared.